Look at it. If you want to get a better sleeve, the armhole, whether na dress you dey call, whether na pattern, after you have cut it like this, you have cut your armhole, everything like this. So you take your measuring tape, you measure it like this. You measure it what you have, not the sewing allowance. Okay, from here you measure it around like this. So after you have measured it round, what it give you, when I measure my own here now, it give me like 12 inches or 12.5. That 12.5, I minus 1 inch out of it. So when I minus 1 inch out of it, then I'll measure from here. I'll use it to fold my fabric. Okay, when for example now, say I get 10 inch for here, 10 inches for here, I'll minus 1 inch out of it. Then I'll use that, I'll use 9 inches. For example, say I have 10 inches here, I'll now minus 1 inch out of it. It become 9 inches. So that 9 inches is what I will use, is 9 inches I will use to fold my fabric like this. So that 10 that I have now, I will measure it for here, I will mark it. So to get my cap height, like this, I will now use my bust divide by 12 plus 0.5. So I will mark my cap height. That my cap height, I will now measure it. After measure it like this, I'll divide it into 2. I'll mark it there. Then I'll mark the half that I have here, that I used to fold the fabric. I'll mark it for up here. So I'll divide it. So when I divide it, I'll mark the from cap height. For my cap height now, I measure 4.4 and 1/4. So to get the half, it become 2.01. 2.01. I will now mark it there. So from there, that I have divide this one, I will now curve it with my curve Lola, curve it to the half for the cap height like this. Then I will now curve it like this. Then I will now measure what I have here. So when I measure it, I will get exactly what I get here. So if it is small pikin own, also, you will measure what you have for here, not the sewing allowance. You measure what you have here. So anything that you have for here, you minus 0.5 out of it. So that 0.5 out of it, then you use it to fold your fabric. Okay, you use it to fold it. So for example, now you have like a 6.5. That 6.5 that you have for here, you minus 0.5, you remain 6. So that 6, that 6 is what you use to fold your fabric like this. You now cut it. So when you cut it, then you measure the cap height from that place to your cap height. So what you have from here to here with your cap height, then you divide it. You mark the half of the cap height here. Then from, as you have 6 for here now, 6 divided by 2, it gives you 3. You mark 3 to that half. Then you connect it like this with your ruler and connect it. So it will give you a perfect sleeve. Okay, so when you measure this one now, when you measure this, when you measure it from here, when you measure everything here, when you measure it like this, you will see it that everything, it will match. Okay, if you measure it like this, everything, it will match the armhole correctly. Okay, then you put your hand, your sleeve length and the ram hole measurement, you put it plus your sewing allowance, then you connect it. So it will give you accurate body measurement. If you want to shape, if you want to cut it the same, you can cut it the same. But if you want to shape half an inch out of it, then you open it like this. When you open it like this, from here, from this half, you connect it, you shave 0.5 out of it. Okay, that is that for big person. Even for small, for big person, the same thing. For big person, what I just did is, I just minus what I have here. I just minus 1 inch out of it, and I use it to fold this this material, okay, this paper. I use it to fold it like this. So when I use it to fold it, then I now measure my cap height and the sleeve length. So after that, I divide what I have, what I use to fold. I divide it into two. I mark it like this. Then for the cap height, I divide it into two. I use my curve ruler. I use my curve ruler like this. As I press it like this, I curve it by half. Then I turn it again. I curve it like that. So as you can see, when you open it, as you can see this one, I also shave 0.5 out of it. As you can see, then you open it, you shave 0.5 out of it. So it's like that. To get, if you use this sleeve now, you will get it perfectly well. Thank you.